god, this is amazing. A Super Mario creation tool on the Wii U with the gamepad? This is crazy. I can't believe this is amazing. By the way, don't hit any of the question blocks because you never know what's gonna pop out of there, and trolls are gonna come along in Super Mario Maker and really drive you crazy. But let me get my notes out because, well, first of all, thanks to Chop Shop Goods for this amazing bag. Best bag I ever owned. If I was a bag lady, I'd have the best bag in town. Hey, here's my notes. So what am I gonna say at the beginning of this? Well, it's a long list, and 10 out of 10 like I usually do. I did answer some of your questions from Twitter and Facebook, so those are included in the review. You know, is this the Mario game that we've been waiting for 20 years? I've always wanted to create Mario levels, and you could do that on PC in the past, of course, but this is an officially released Mario creation tool. Is it worth full price? Let's get into it now. First thing you'll notice when you turn on Super Mario Maker is two different modes, your play and create modes. Now in your create modes, you can customize levels based on Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, and New Super Mario Bros. U. You can also take these levels you've created and put them online. The good news here is you cannot upload a level unless you can beat it yourself, which means the trolls need to get super creative. The most unique thing about Super Mario Maker is the ability to be able to switch between the different skins. So if you create a level in Super Mario World in the Boo House and switch it to Mario 1, the Boos actually transfer over. Now that doesn't happen with all of the objects, but it is super cool to see Boos in Super Mario Bros. 1. This is where you get to see some of the coolest features in the game. The ability to switch between Mario 1, Mario 3, Super Mario World, and New Super Mario Bros. Is awesome. All of the physics are there, and they switch over as you go through them. So example, you go into Mario 1, and you want to place a Boo, and you go, what? I can put a Boo in Super Mario 1? Amazing. This is all I swore. Oh my god, I should cut that out. Kids are watching. But yeah, you can put a Boo in Super Mario 1 now, and that is something cool. And the other ability that I saw was be able to put tracks in Super Mario Bros. 1, meaning that you can build a track system through the levels now in Super Mario 1. I was like, wow, this is awesome. So if you are a huge fan of Super Mario 1, this game is spectacular so far. In addition to traditional Mario elements such as Goombas, warp pipes, and power-ups, players can manipulate the behavior of several different elements in unique ways. For example, you can stack enemies on top of one another, or you can have hazardous items actually come out of question blocks, so you could put a Boo hidden in a question block, and bam, oh no, there's a ghost. Call the Ghostbusters. You could also use shells as protective helmets, which I thought was kind of actually cool, and then you can make cannons shoot out coins, enemies, or whatever the creator really chooses. These combinations are possible because the editing tools in the game work in tandem with one another. This allows the players to make any enemy in any game bigger by giving them a mushroom, or grant them the ability to fly by giving them wings, and so on. As usual, something kooky called the Sound Frog lets you edit in sound effects and visual effects to certain parts of the level. Say at the end of the level you want to have a dance party, you can actually do that now. And I think, well, that's pointless, but you can also include your own voice messages. Now, it's limited to one per level, but you can multiply it throughout the level, so if you want to yell, "Hey, you suck," you can actually do that. All of the tools are introduced gradually, with new elements unlocked the following day after the player spends at least 5 minutes creating a course. Let me just explain this. It takes 9 days for all of the content to unlock. That means you have to play the game every single day for 9 days before you can get it out. Yes, there's a workaround by changing the date on your Wii U, which I did for the review, but they should have put a goddamn option for experienced players like myself to skip the 9 days of, here's a new tool, here's another new tool. Just give them all to me. Why is this like this? I'm 20, no, I'm not 20. Look, trying to be 24. I'm 34, and I still know how to play Mario. Don't worry about it. Give me everything the get-go. Let's go, let's go. I need everything. I'm a kid of the internet. Let's go. Players can share their creations online to the game's course world. Now this is a sort of a hub where you can find other maps or creators or even levels with the highest rating, and I thought this was put together so well. And there's also something called the Mario Challenge, where you either have 10 lives or 100 lives with a random set of courses it'll actually pull off of the server. And this is really cool and unique. This is like playing a new Mario game every time you go into it, based on levels created by your friends or people around the world. The online mode is spectacular, and if you don't have internet access for your Wii U, I highly suggest you hook it up to the internet. And if you don't, I highly suggest maybe pass this game, and I'll explain why at the end of the review. But if you have online modes, this is where the game shines. You have online world record boards of everything that's been uploaded, and like I said before, you can't upload a stage unless you can beat it yourself. But you can also comment and rate these levels, and you also see where people died in the levels, which really opens it up to unlimited Mario levels. It'll just go forever and ever, and that's one of the coolest features about this game. You will never get sick of playing Mario because so many levels are uploaded. And the other cool feature I personally love in this game is they limit you to 10 uploads at the beginning, but if you get a certain amount of ratings, like up ratings on your levels, you unlock the ability to upload more. And this is a very smart system, because I was worried that a lot of trolls would just put these stupid levels in where it was just like 2 blocks in the end. Yeah, those might be there, but they won't get rated, so they'll actually get deleted if people aren't playing them. At least that's what I'm assuming will happen, because if not, it's going to be flooded with a lot of crap on the lower end. But the good news, yes, the online modes are there, they work. I played with a lot, ton, like Pro Jared, the Completionist, they all uploaded stages, and you can see some people know what they're doing and some people don't. So again, get in there, rate the levels. This is an awesome system. Abby asks, do you need the gamepad to play, and if the amiibo changes work in any other game other than the first Mario? You definitely need the gamepad to create, but you don't need it to play the game. You can use a Wiimote, you can use the Pro Controller or the gamepad to play any levels online or offline. You also, yes, can put amiibos into the game, but they only work with Super Mario Bros. 1. And I'm not going to get into detail on exactly what they all do, because they all do different things and all that. Those are surprises for you guys to figure out on your own. William asks, how is the level music and how different does it vary? This is some of the worst music I've heard in a Mario game for such a long time. I'm very, very disappointed in this. And in my notes here, I gotta do this. It's going down to a 7 out of 10 at this point, because the music is a huge part of Super Mario Bros. And the fact that you can't pick your music, customize your music, it just kind of lays in the typical theme songs that would go with the levels, and it doesn't let you choose anything. And I just feel that that's kind of silly here in a game that's all about creation. So 7 out of 10, let's carry on. James asks, is there a limit on how large or long a level can be, and can you make vertical stages? Levels can be vertical to a certain degree. So in a Mario level, it's about, say, this high. It can be about double that. And you can also put down pipes and doors, which will allow you to expand your level. So yes, there is the ability to make vertical levels here, but they're not as super high as I hope they would be. I ask myself, you seem a little disappointed in the game. Why is that? I've been playing Super Mario games for 25 years now, and I'm going to list some of the things I absolutely loved about this, and some of the things I'm kind of disappointed with, because I've been playing for so long and I expected to have some of these cool tools that are from Mario 3 and Super Mario World, because those are my two favorites, and they're not here. Like in Mario 3 and Mario World, you can't build hills, meaning you can't slide down, a hill and crush a Koopa or hit blocks or onto ice and slide. And you also can't have ice bricks that are breakable, like the ones, you remember the ones you could pick up, or the ones where the little creature was in that would like pop up and jump around? Those aren't in here. Fine. DLC maybe? I understand that this is built on a grid system for kids, and you kind of want to give the effect of like you can build on a grid, and we don't want to make it too convoluted. But for some of the, I don't know, experienced players, maybe you should put an option to build hills. And like in the Boo houses, you can't build staircases. Like you can kind of build them, but they don't look like they used to. And the Yoshi doesn't have the effects that he usually has in Super Mario World, where he eats a red shell and flames out. There are no keys. I know it sounds like I'm like complaining here, but I'm just looking here and like there's no overall maps, and like the game itself doesn't come really with like any story really. I wasn't expecting a story. I know it was a creation tool, but it doesn't come with any tools to build like an overhead view map. And that's part of Mario, to go on the map and find secrets there. And how hard would it have been to build maps, and you can't chain your levels together online to create an overall world arc. Oh yeah, and by the way, boss battles, they're not really battles. You can just escape. So like on an airship, when you're facing, you know, Baby Bowser or whoever the hell it is, you can jump over them and go up the pipe and get the hell out of there. And I thought, what's the point of this? Why don't you block it? So I have to kill him. Where's the challenge in that? So boss battles, you can put them anywhere in any of the levels, but they're kind of pointless. You just jump over them. So yeah, listen, some of the good things though, the people out there are going to really create some crazy levels. So I'm going to just say this. If you're a huge fan of the lost levels in Super Mario Bros. 1, this has the added bonus of using assets from Super Mario 3 and World in Super Mario 1 now. And that's kind of the biggest highlight of this game for me, to go back and play some of the Mario levels that you would never imagine would happen, having boos pop out of question mark boxes in Super Mario 1. You scratch your head and you go, wow, you can do some crazy things now in Mario 1, but the rest of the game is kind of, I don't know, disappointing. I'm just disappointed a little bit. So overall, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10, to be honest here, because there's just something here, like the music, you can't change it. It's limiting you. It's just telling you use this music because it's a ghost house. You can't remix the music. They should have had it. Imagine, well, I keep saying they should have. You know, I don't work at Nintendo. I don't tell them what to do. I'm just a fan. And let me just say, I wish they had a library of all of the Mario music and you could choose, like, and maybe the music could change as you go through the level. And I don't know. I could go on and complain about what's not here. But overall, what is here is a 7.5 out of 10. And I highly suggest, if you have the Wii U, to add me, because I'll be making crazy levels for you guys. So add me, link in the underbar to my ID for the network. Oh, this was a tough one, guys. I'm a little disappointed, but a 7.5 is still very good. It's just limiting. It just feels linear. I don't know. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys on the next JKB episode, which will be Mad Max. So I'm out of here. Beam me down.